As the main tourist season comes to an end in Spain, record unemployment is biting once again. 1 in 4 Spaniards are now out of work, and for many that also, of course, means being out on the street too. Over 500,000 people have been evicted in the past 5 years. Sara Firth's got the story behind those numbers.
The picture of suburban bliss. But glance a little closer and the cracks start to appear. Take a look around you and what do you see? It's a nice building in a relatively affluent part of the country north of Madrid. You can see, looking at the window boxes in the front of the building, that it's well kept. But all the people who live here have one thing in common, and that's that none of them pay rent. Since the crisis hit, evictions have gone through the roof. From 2008, more than 250,000 Spaniards have received eviction orders because they were unable to pay their mortgages. Like everyone else living in this complex, this family moved in after being evicted from their old home.
We used to live in Alcalá de Henares, but had to move here. Our old place was lovely, but you know, we're living in a crisis, and when we couldn't afford it anymore, we sought help and were moved here.
The family received the support of a protest movement that helps people who've lost their homes or can no longer afford to pay rent. They helped place the family in a flat here. The flat they live in now, like the whole development, is just one of many properties that since Spain's housing bubble burst have been standing empty. The developer of these properties is fighting a legal battle, but lawyers working with the protest movement are determined to fight back.
One of the reasons for the creation of this organisation was a tsunami of evictions, a wave of economic crisis. Society understands that this is not just a crisis, but a scam. We were robbed. We were left without healthcare, education, and now houses. And we are left with debts. And yet the banks are full of money, all gathered from struggling taxpayers.
Due in large part to the continued pressure from campaign groups, the government announced a 2-year moratorium on evictions at the end of 2012. But many families here feel the emergency legislation doesn't go far enough and that they're left fending for themselves.
We all want to get water and electricity. We don't have it here.
Despite small signs of Eurozone recovery, Spain remains a country with one of the highest levels of unemployment. And with more than 1 in 4 people in the country out of work, the families fighting to remain here, rent and mortgage-free, could well have some new neighbours very soon. Sara Firth, RT, Spain.